Hello, I'm Joe from Zento and welcome to Let's Learn Japanese with Pokémon Heart Gold. I know this game is loved by many people, but when it comes to learning Japanese, beginners say, kanji is too difficult, I have to look up every word. And more intermediate learners say, with only hiragana, I get confused by all the homophones. So, the aim of this series is to play the game in hiragana, rewrite the sentences with full kanji, explain the words and grammar, while checking a direct translation with the final English version of the game. So it's going to be a long series, but I hope it will be very useful. If you want to follow the journey, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, the first screen we get is this welcome introduction screen, and it says, はじめにこのゲームに必要ないろいろなことを説明します. So, if we go word by word, はじめに is a set phrase that means first of all. この means this. Game, ni, so the ni here means in this game. 必要な is a na adjective, which means something is necessary or that you need it, and the na connects it to the noun. いろいろ is an adjective meaning various, and both of these adjectives are describing the noun koto, which means things. The o marker is to show the object, so we're talking about the various things you need to know about the game. Finally, setsume is to explain, and shimasu is the polite form of suru, to do. So for a literal translation, we have, first of all, I will explain various essential things about this game. The I is implied as there is no given subject in Japanese most of the time. But since we need it in English, I is the most appropriate. The English version went with, I will first tell you important things about this game, which is pretty similar, maybe a little unnatural. Moving on to the second paragraph, we have 下画面をタッチして見たい項目を選んでください. 下 simply means down or below, and 画面 is the word for screen, or shows the lower screen is the object of this sentence. タッチ is a katakana word, and the same as English touch or tap. And して is する in its te form. It has many different uses, but here it's used to instruct and connect the two sentences. Touch the lower screen, and 見たい is the tai form of miru, to look or see. When we change it into mitai, it means want to see. Komoku means an item or a topic, and erande is the tei form again, but this time of erabu, meaning to choose or select. Here the tei form is an instruction saying choose a topic, and kudasai makes it polite by adding please. So again, for a literal translation, please select the topic you would like to look at and touch it on the bottom screen. And the English version went with a more natural, please touch any topic you'd like to know more about, on the lower screen. And we can see buttons for control, saucer, and adventure info, boken. But I want to hurry up and get into the game, so I'm going to go with daijoubu, which means I'm okay, no problem, I don't need any information. On this next screen, we have ふむ、そろそろ日が暮れてきたようじゃの。ふむ is just a thinking noise, and soro means soon. Hi here is the sun, and ga marks it as the subject. So the sun is kureru, which means to get dark. But here this is a common phrase which just means the sun is setting. We see the te form again, and it's connecting to kita, which is the past form of kuru, to come. But tekuru again is a special grammar pattern, meaning starting to or continuing to do something. So here the sun has started setting. Yo is used to say something seems like or looks like, and jano is kind of an old man speech you often see in media. I would guess here it would mean something similar to daro or desho, which we can add to the end of a sentence to communicate our thoughts or guesses or seek confirmation. So literally, it seems like the sun will set soon. The English translation went super literal here and even described what a sunset is. Looks like the sun is descending in the sky. After that, we have と黄昏ている場合ではないのじゃった. I'll be honest, I am not 100% sure what the と is doing here. と is usually a particle that marks speech or thoughts. 黄昏 is a word that means dusk, but here it's in the verb form 黄昏ている, meaning to fade into dusk. But after that, we have 場合, meaning the situation, then ではない, which is a formal version of じゃない, meaning to not be. So it's not the time to fade away. And then again, we have some more old man style speech in no jatta, which is the explanatory no, and datta, meaning the past tense of is. I'm not very confident in this one, but I would literally translate it as, but it wasn't the time to fade away, because our journey's just beginning. But in English, they went with, so this would be what is called Twilight, wouldn't it? Which sounds kind of strange. It seems to deviate a lot from the Japanese, but maybe I'm missing something. If anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. On this new screen, we are greeted by Professor Oak, and he says, "Iya, mataseta." Nice and short. "Iya" is just an exclamation of surprise, and mataseta comes from the verb matsu, to wait. But here we're saying to make someone wait, which is mataseru. And finally, it's in the past tense, mataseta. So literally, made you wait. But if we make it a bit more normal and add the object, sorry to keep you waiting, is pretty much spot on. Pocket monster no sekai e yokoso. So pocket monster is obviously the long form of Pokemon, and after that we have sekai, meaning world, and they are connected by the no particle, which here we can think of as of, world of Pokemon. The he particle is pronounced more like e, denotes the direction towards something, and yokoso means welcome. Somewhere e yokoso is a typical phrase that means welcome to somewhere. You'll see this at the airport when you arrive in Japan actually. Here, the literal translation and the English text are pretty much the same, just swapping the order a little. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. Washi no namae wa Okido. Washi is again the old man version of watashi, meaning I or me. Here we have no, again, indicating possession. So my namae, name, wa marks the topic. So we're talking about my name, and that is Okido. The Japanese hasn't said he's a professor yet, but in English they went with, my name is Professor Oak. Minna kara wa Pokémon hakase to shitowarete oru yo. So minna means everybody, and kara is from or by, plus the wa topic marker. Pokemon hakase is Pokemon professor, and shitowareteru comes from the verb shitau, meaning to adore or idolize, but it's in the passive continuous form, being loved. But usually for continuous verbs we use the te form plus iru. This time, however, we use the te oru, which is just a more formal way, and the yo ending particle just says, hey, I'm giving you some new information. So literally we have something like, I am adored by everyone as the Pokemon professor. In English, they went with the more simple, but everyone calls me the Pokemon professor. Tokorode, kimi wa bouken no hajimete kana? Tokorode means by the way, when introducing a new topic. Kimi is a very informal way to say you. Wa bouken, which we saw earlier, means adventure, and hajimete means for the first time. Finally, kana gives the feeling of I don't suppose, or like if you're thinking out loud. So a direct translation would be something like, by the way, I wonder, is this your first adventure? English localization must have thought it was redundant since they didn't really write anything, they just merged it with the next line. Mazu wa washi ga kono sekai no koto wo oshieyou. Mazu wa means before anything else. Washi ga again is old man speech for I as the subject. Kono sekai no, this world's koto, things. In this case, things about this world, or oshieyou. This comes from the verb oshieru, meaning to tell, to teach. In the volitional form, oshieyou. You usually see it translated as let's or shall we do something, but when talking about your own actions, it's more like I'm going to or I'd like to. So, before anything else, I'll tell you about this world. The English translation went with, before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a few things you should know about this world. この世界にはポケットモンスター縮めてポケモンと So we've seen a lot of this already. この世界には in this world ポケットモンスター縮めて which comes from 縮める meaning to shorten. So in this world pocket monsters Pokemon for short と something something. So this is a slightly longer sentence, so we need to see what comes next to finish it. 呼ばれている生き物たちが So here we have the passive continuous form of 呼ぶ to call something or call someone's name. 呼ばれている and then 生き物 means living thing or creature, and the suffix たち indicates that there are multiple, more than one. が marking them as the subject, but this sentence still isn't finished. 至るところに住んでいる Itaru tokoro means all over, like everywhere. Ni indicating in a place. And finally, sunderu, the continuous version of sumu, to live. So if we put all three parts together, in this world, there are living things known as pocket monsters, Pokemon for short, living all over. The English translation went with a much more succinct, the world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. 我々人間はポケモンと仲良く暮らしている。我々 is a formal way to say we, and 人間 is the word for humans. Pokemon と here the to means with. 仲良く means to have a good relationship or happily. And 暮らしている comes from the verb 暮らす meaning to live. So for a direct translation, we humans live happily with Pokemon. And the official translation went with we humans live alongside Pokemon as friends. 一緒に遊んだり、力を合わせて仕事をしたり。一緒に means together, and 遊んだり comes from 遊ぶ meaning to play. The たり or here だり is a verb conjugation saying a list of actions. So the next action in this list is 力 meaning power, and 力を合わせる is a set expression meaning to work together, to cooperate. 仕事 meaning work, and したり is する in this list of actions たり form. So here we have together as we play and work together. The English translation is very similar but more natural. At times we play together and at other times we work together. そしてポケモン同士を戦わせ絆を深めていったり。そして means and, or here more like and finally. ポケモン同士 means a companion, and 戦わせ comes from 戦う to fight, to battle. But in this causative form it means to make battle. Kizuna means like a relationship or a bond, and 深めていったり is the final item in our たり list, from the verb 深める to deepen. So literally, and finally making our Pokemon companions battle to deepen their bonds. The English version made it seem less forceful, with some people use their Pokemon to battle and develop closer bonds. わしはそんなポケモンのことを詳しく知るために again, わし for old man, I. そんな is similar to それ and その meaning that, but here そんな means that kind of thing, referring to what we were just talking about, e.g. life with Pokemon and the bonds between humans and Pokemon and all that stuff. And again, Pokemon no koto, things about Pokemon. 詳しく comes from 詳しい, which is an adjective meaning detailed or knowledgeable. So 詳しく is the adverb form meaning to do something in detail or fully. And finally, 知るために, 知る is the verb to know or to learn, and ために states the reason for doing something, like in order to. So, in order to learn more about that aspect of Pokemon, what is he doing in order to learn more? Well, if we check the second half of this sentence, 毎日研究を続けているというわけじゃ。毎日 here is every day. 研究 means research, and 続ける means continue. So here in the te form, every day I continue to research. というわけだ is a set phrase which explicitly states the reason for something, and じゃ is just old man for that. So altogether, in order to understand about Pokemon, this is why I continue to research them every day. Unfortunately, this line didn't make it to the English translation for some reason. さて、そろそろ君のことを教えてもらおう。さて means well, as in well now, and そろそろ we saw earlier meaning soon, and 君のこと is things about you. We've also already seen 教える or 教えて meaning to tell or tell me. And finally here we have もらおう, which comes from もらう meaning to receive. But てもらう means to have someone else to do an action for you. And we also saw this or ending pattern earlier, meaning let's, or here more like why don't you. So literally we have then, why don't you tell me about yourself soon? And the English translation tidies it up a little too. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? 君は男の子かな？それとも女の子かな？君は you. 男の子. So 男 means man and 子 means child. So a man child is a boy. And 女 is woman and 子 makes girl. We saw かな earlier, and it just means I wonder or thinking out loud. The sentences are connected with this それとも, which simply means or. So I wonder, are you a boy or a girl? The English translation is nice, simple. Are you a boy or are you a girl? There's an extra sentence here just saying どちらかを教えてくれ. どちらか means which, and once more 教えて means tell me. But this 教えてくれ is very similar to the てもらう we saw earlier. So they both mean to receive an action, but the nuance is slightly different. It's a pretty complex topic that probably needs its own video, but here てくれ is a semi-polite request, similar to the English, won't you please tell me? So I think the English translation is pretty close. So I chose a girl, to which Oak said, 君は女の子じゃな. So you're a girl. So a pretty straightforward sentence with the old man ja sound. The bottom screen here gives a yes, はい, or no, いいえ confirmation screen, to which I said, はい, yes. では、名前を教えてくれ. では is another phrase meaning well, and 名前 name, and again 教えてくれ won't you tell me? Please tell me your name. あなたの名前は? あなた you, あなたの your 名前 name, literally your name. And on the input screen we have the buttons for kana or the alphabet, back, 戻る, and 終わり, which literally means finished, but here it means I finished typing. So the English changes it to okay, or like submit. Zento-chanじゃな. So of course I put my name as Zento, and because I chose a girl, he attaches the young female name suffix chan. Zento. 準備はいいかな? 準備 means preparations, and いい means good. So literally, are your preparations good? But more naturally, are you ready in English? いいよいいよ、これから君だけの物語が始まる. いいよいいよ means at last or finally, and これから is from now. 君, you, and だけ means only. So 君だけの means yours only. 物語 means story, and the ga marks it as the subject. Finally, 始まる to begin. So literally, at last, from now, your story will start. The English version makes it more exciting. Your very own tale of grand adventure is about to unfold. 楽しいことも苦しいこともいっぱい君を待っているだろう. 楽しい means fun, and こと things or times. 苦しい is painful or difficult, こと things. も here means also. So fun things and also difficult things. いっぱい means lots of, and 君を marking us as the object, 待っている we saw earlier is 待つ to wait in the continuous form. And then だろう just kind of confirms the sentence. Fun times and tough times. Lots of things are waiting for you. English changed it to fun experiences, difficult experiences. There's so much waiting for you. 夢と冒険とポケットモンスターの世界へ. Yume means dreams, and we've seen boken before to mean adventure. Pokémon monster sekai he towards the Pokemon world. The English adds a bit more context with dreams, adventure. Let's go to the world of Pokemon. ではまた後で会おう. では we saw earlier meaning well then. また again. 後で means later, and finally 会おう. Here, 会う is to meet, but again in the or form, saying let's or we shall. So literally, well, we'll meet again later. Similar to the English, I'll see you later. This video is already way longer than I wanted it to be, so we'll stop here for now, and next time we'll start again in the real game. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you have any comments about the layout or the design, or anything really, because this is the first episode, I'm very open to suggestions, so please let me know. Thanks.